And joined now by Cassie Smedley, joining us from the Republican National Committee. Good morning.
Good morning, Kevin. Great to be with you.
Well, thank you so much. So your thoughts on what happened with the midterms, ma'am?
Well, I think, no one goes undefeated on election night, but we certainly fared better than anybody was willing to give us credit for. And in particular in the Senate, where we picked off a few incumbents. People underestimate how difficult that is to do. Senators have a 95% chance of getting reelected. So we've got 3 new senators coming, and we are confident Rick Scott is going to retire Bill Nelson, and they'll wrap that up in a couple of days. So 4 new senators, and that means good things for getting more of President Trump's agenda accomplished. So we feel pretty good about where we are right now.
Can we talk a little bit about Florida? It just seems like, there's one, not compelling, but just goofy drama after another. Oh, look, I found some votes in my sock drawer. We have to count them. Never mind that, it's outside the legal process.
Well, that's right. In fact, my colleague, Kayleigh McEnany, who I think was going to join you today, but she's on her trying to get back to Florida, all the weather we had this week later. But I was asking her, how was it when you were at home in Tampa? What are people saying? And she says, oh, we're just so annoyed and embarrassed because to give credit to our neighbors in Florida, most of the state does a really good job. It's just Broward County that continues to be a stain on the democratic process in the state because, to your point, that they kept missing their deadlines. And this all started because Brenda Snipes refused to say how many ballots were still left to be counted. That's what raised the flag for Senator Marco Rubio, who started tweeting about it because the mainstream media wasn't covering it. But also, this isn't an isolated incident for Brenda Snipes in Broward County. Every single time there's an election, something goes awry, whether it's the machines or they can't find the ballots or she hides the ballots or throws out the opponent's ballots. So there is some, at a minimum, incompetency happening there and maybe more. But the point is that Rick Scott and Ron DeSantis both have significant leads. A recount is never in the history of recounts have you come anywhere close to erasing thousands of votes leads, maybe a couple hundred. So we feel confident that it is the will of the people of Florida to have Rick Scott be their next senator and Ron DeSantis their next governor. And in fact, it was just declared that there will not be a hand recount for the governor's race. So Ron DeSantis should be the next governor momentarily.
Considering the firepower the Democrats had, they just don't seem to be willing to give this up. But you think to yourself, when is enough enough? And it hurts us that we have the media that continues to perpetrate these fraudulent claims.
That's right. I mean, there have been some who have said that is this a sign of things to come for 2020? And I do think it's an interesting new page in the Democrats' playbook to just stave off conceding until they are out of every possible option, as opposed to, the good old days where you had an election day and you counted the ballots. And, yeah, maybe you had a close race, but at the end of the day, you worked the will of the voters and you moved on. But for Democrats, their lives are so wrapped up in politics and in government. And I understand that these elections, you get really passionate and really involved, and you want it to work out in your person's favor. But at the end of the day, it doesn't work out in someone's favor, and you have to be able to move on. And so I think this is a new frontier, though, that we're seeing. In particular, you're seeing it in Georgia, too, where Stacey Abrams in that governor's race is trying to cross her fingers and toes to hope that enough votes will appear to force a runoff in that state. And that doesn't seem to be the case because the will of the voters, it seems in this election, albeit a close race and a competitive race, is to have Brian Kemp be their governor. And so I think it's important that we not only get this right, but that we show that we will work the will of the voters no matter what political antics or how many lawyers you send down to these states, and that in 2020 they're not going to be able to get away with this.
Well, and going back to Stacey Abrams in Georgia, here's a young lady that had the cover of Time magazine, a big glowing feature there, had Oprah, had a ton of outside money, did her outreach, and yet she continues to in my opinion, undermine the process because we're questioning the results. You know, we have issues with voting and voting fraud, but the Democrats are really tearing at the very foundation of our republic with these continued challenges, augmented by their friends in the media.
I couldn't agree with you more. And to that point about the media and Hollywood coming in for you, without a doubt, when you've got the media on your side and you've got Hollywood millionaires and billionaires like Oprah coming in for you, that makes the race close. But if they've learned anything, it doesn't win them the race. At the end of the day, it's still about your constituents and your state, your district, or wherever you're running. And that's where your focus needs to be. And so I think that if I'm a Democrat, I'm saying thank you so much to media, Oprah, fill-in-the-blank person. I'm going to focus some time talking to my constituents because they're not winning these races with the help of the media and Hollywood. Because that is so, those people are so out of touch with their states and their constituents. But yes, how nice it must be to have the media on your side to help push this narrative to that this isn't over and there must be corruption at play. In fact, our chairwoman just said the other day, gracious in defeat is only for Republicans. Democrats are supposed to fight till the end. And I just think that they get it's interesting that they get the help and encouragement of the media to perpetuate this narrative.
You know, it's fascinating. And we go back to former President Obama calling Hillary Clinton to say, look, you need to concede for the good of the country. Amazing that we would give him props considering all the things going on, but he had it right.
Absolutely. Well, and again, I mean, since the founding of our republic, someone wins, someone loses, but we need good people to run, and we need to have spirited debates and open and honest democratic processes, and that there, again, is this new frontier of until I win or until death, but I'm not going to lose. Well, that's not how this works. And I don't think that we get anywhere by allowing this oxygen, and so that's why I'm glad that in Florida, and I think what we're seeing in Georgia as well, they're working the process. We've got all the necessary people down there to keep eyes on it and make sure it's above board, but we're not going to let their fancy lawyers undo the will of the voters. That's the bottom line. That's the beginning and the middle and the end of the story here is what do the voters want. It doesn't matter what Hollywood or the media or your fancy lawyers want. The voters.
And finally, it's nice to see Marsha Blackburn win. I covered her for years. A little different vibe, a little bit more conservative vibe than Bob Corker. And despite Phil Bredesen, a Democrat claiming to be a Republican, and Taylor Swift, jumping into the fray, it's nice to see Marsha Blackburn becoming the next senator from Tennessee.
Oh, I'm so excited for her. I don't know if you saw the freshman class photo for the senators, but she was right there in the middle with the men on either side of her, including Rick Scott. But it's great. She's been such a great congressman for Tennessee and now to be senator. And she'll be a great ally for the president, not somebody who's going to stand in the way of progress. And that's wonderful. And give credit to both her campaign, but also to the people of Tennessee who saw through Bredesen's attempts to make himself out to be the moderate that they knew he wasn't. He was a well-liked guy, and I don't think there was any personal discontent with him, but the people of Tennessee said, you are not what you once were. You are who your friends are. You seem to be hanging around with the far lefties, and that's not what we want for our state. And I was so glad to see that Marsha Blackburn ran a good campaign, and then the president came into the state to help with a couple of rallies, and that seemed to push her into the double digits, and there was no turning back. And I think she's going to be an excellent addition to the Senate. And
Bredesen had run successfully several times statewide as governor, so big ups. But we are in Idaho, not in Tennessee. Always appreciate your outstanding efforts and joining us here in Idaho.
Well, thank you, and thank you for all you do out there. And I was just hearing about what you're doing with the turkeys and Thanksgiving, and I do love that we should turn from politics to this season of service. That's really where we should be focused. I love that you guys are doing that out there.
Thank you, and God bless.
Thank you. Same to you.
Kevin Miller in the morning here. Coming up, we're going to hear from our friend Sue. She's warming up in the bullpen. Now, I know she's more comfortable in the kitchen, but we are going to find out where your donations really go next. We are here, Walmart, Garrity, and Franklin. I'll be here tonight till 8, and then tomorrow till 6, Miller's Mission, where we ask you to give a turkey, don't be a turkey. Coming up next, we're going to find out what happens to the turkeys. In-depth team coverage, Kevin Miller, KIDO Talk Radio. Kevin Miller in the morning, KIDO Talk Radio. We are here at Miller's Mission with our friend Sue from the Boise Rescue Mission. We appreciate you joining us. Good morning.
Good morning.
You know, for people that aren't familiar with what you do at the Rescue Mission, we've been talking about food, and food is such a passion. And I love seeing you at the banquets. You're in rare form. I'm kind of goofy as usual, but you're on your game. Sue, just tell us what you do with the food.
Well, right now we're feeding almost 800 meals a day between our 4 facilities. So we really need to take care of how we prepare our meals and make them spread for enough people. And I think we really do that. We have a lot of good staff that work with us. We have a lot of good donations that are coming in, so we're able to prepare good meals. Tomorrow we're doing our Thanksgiving banquet in Nampa, and we are prepared to feed 2,000 people. And then we're doing Boise on Wednesday, and we're prepared for 1,000 people.
You know, your food is excellent. How
Thank you.
How do you do it with the donations and everything else?
Well, I do it like Mom used to do it.
Okay. Except for, 2,000 people?
Yeah, 2,000. That's a lot of stuffing, a lot of turkeys.
Chef Ramsay could take some lessons from you.
Yeah.
What about the magic of food? I mean, wherever we are, whenever we're having rough times, a meal can just make a difference, right?
Yes, it can.
Is that what you're thinking of when you're preparing the meals?
Yes, we're trying to make home-style meals that fill bellies and make people happy.
Right.
And I think we do that, and we do it with the help of our community that donates to us.
How do you get, we'll just say a lot of items, the lima beans here, stuffing there, turkey there, ham there. How do you make sense of it all so it comes out and you're like, my goodness, this is awesome?
Well, we're getting a lot of donations from Whole Foods and Trader Joe's, and that really has impacted the quality of our food. I mean, we're able to feed our folks fresh strawberries, grapes, apples, oranges, and the community, our farmers that grow apples donate to us also. So we're feeding our folks really good.
Let's talk a little bit about working in the kitchen. Why do you do it? Why is it your passion?
I don't know. I've always been the type that would feed people. I think that's how I show my love, is to feed people and make a good meal.
Well, anything else you'd like to share with us today?
No.
You love the mission.
I love the mission.
All right.
I've been there 10 years in February. I'll be here 10 years.
All right.
And I love it. I
You'll
love
be
what
there
I do.
10 more. All right.
I will.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, our friend Sue. Let's have this young officer come over here. He's donated a turkey, if that's okay. If not, you can just wave me off if you're not comfortable with that, sir. Okay. Well, we appreciate your donation. Hi, please have a seat. Your name, sir?
Ryan Bendewald.
Well, thank you. You're with the Caldwell Police Department?
Yeah.
Well,
I actually spoke to you a couple of months ago when we were doing Coffee with a Cop.
Okay.
Yeah.
That was great.
Yeah, that was a good turnout.
Let's talk a little bit about the holiday season.
Okay.
People are on the roads. How can we be safe?
Obviously, just being aware of your surroundings, driving careful, and just kind of being aware of what's going on around you, I guess.
Is there any cure for people just being overly aggressive on the roads? We talk about this all the time.
Yeah.
It seems that we see a lot of tailgating, a lot of passing. You live on the roads. Your thoughts on how we can be safe?
I think that a subject that's always touched upon all the time is the texting and the driving thing, or making the phone calls, and I think that's one thing that I know us as in law enforcement, we're kind of looking out for, and it's not necessarily to, write that ticket for it, but more or less just remind people, even if we make the stop, is just say, hey, let's be a little bit more safe, and maybe like pull to the side of the road or pull over in a parking lot and make that text or that phone call. But yeah, we see it all the time, and give yourself enough time to get where you're going too. And I mean, I think a lot of times people get aggressive when they're in a hurry. So.
Well, that is a major ploy. Why donate? Why donate a turkeys today?
Yeah, Caldwell Police Department, we donated 2 turkeys today, and I guess the reason for that is we enjoy giving back to the community. We always are trying to find a way to give back. The community provides so much for us as a police department, and this is just a way, one way of many that we can give back, and so.
Well, I've seen the video. You guys give and give to the community.
Yeah, we do. That's Chief Wyant. He does. That's a big thing of his, and it's something that we've put as part of our culture, and it's awesome.
It is. For your brothers and sisters in law enforcement and their families, you guys are going to be working during this holiday season, Thanksgiving, Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
Can you share that experience? What's it like when everybody else is home and safe, and we're home and safe because of your sacrifice?
Mm-hmm.
Can you share why you all do that?
Again, it's one of those things. When you sign up for the job, there's a lot of things that you sign up for. I think that this is just a small thing. You're missing the holiday season with your family, but part of the job is making sure that your community is taken care of so that people can enjoy the holiday season with their families. And it's one small sacrifice that actually pays in such a bigger area. So for us, it's a benefit. I know I'll be working, and so, but it's nice. With our department too, a lot of times if we live pretty close by within the city, we're allowed to, kind of go and enjoy that time when there's not any calls for service, and kind of just, give 15, 20 minutes of spending time with our families and being there. So.
Well, we appreciate you, sir.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate you doing this. This is awesome.
We need to physically come down for coffee with the cop.
Yeah.
We need to make that happen. I'll give myself a to-do list on that.
Yeah, to make it on the bucket. So, all right. Well, thank you. I really appreciate it.
Thank you, sir. God bless. Right. Appreciate you. Traffic and weather together, 107.5 FM.
Terry Gebert.
It isn't often that we get a chance to catch up with our old friend David Ferdinand. I was going to say the king of Canyon County, a gentleman, a man of the world, real estate entrepreneur, musician, talk show host, television personality,
sure.
God and country guru.
Yeah.
I was doing a little op-ed research on you, Joe Bell, Tom Dale, talking about you, and most of the folks know you around the rescue mission as the man who plays the guitar. Good morning, sir.
Good morning. Hey, we got to do that last Saturday when we had the 20th anniversary of our Boise Rescue Mission concert, and we had a great time. But tomorrow, that's the day, when we get out there and play a little music. You going to come sing with me?
I would love to, and that's
you're here.
That's at the church at NNU, yes.
Yeah.
I will be here tonight till 8, tomorrow till 6, but that is the Thanksgiving banquet. David Ferdinand, you always donate your time, your energy. Thank you for your generous donation. And you're there singing. Tell us about the music and how that makes people feel when they're having that warm meal.
I think there is a combination of just making sure that people are welcome. When somebody gets into a situation where they need a little extra, need a little helping hand. Maybe it's just that one meal that makes the difference for them and their family. And if you provide a little music, just a smile on the face, a little entertainment is all of those people that come in and get to hear about what the Boise Rescue Mission does, and that they genuinely care. It's just kind of the icing on the cake, I think. Makes them feel welcome and comfortable. Come on in, sit down, and like they used to say, just do a little picking and grinning and
God
have
bless
a little fun.
Roy Clark, died yesterday.
Yeah, and Roy's commitment, like with Buck Trent, some of the stuff that he used to do around the country, it made people feel at home.
And that's what the Boise Rescue Mission is all about. Coming up, more folks, more David Ferdinand, and more here at the Walmart Garrity and Franklin. I want to thank our friends with the Caldwell Police Department, our friends with the military that stopped by, the Idaho Guard. So appreciate their efforts, appreciate the efforts of our friend David Ferdinand. Won't you join us if you're new to the Treasure Valley, or if you're thinking, something, it's been a good year, or like me, you've been through the rough times, and you want to give back. I can't think of a better organization Join us, won't you? Give a turkey, don't be a turkey. Kevin Miller, KIDO Talk Radio. Good morning, Maggie.
Good morning, Kevin.
And Friday night, we'll be here till 8 p.m. We've been living here all week thanks to our friends at Camping World, Team Mazda Subaru, the Boise Rescue Mission. If you just tuned into Miller's Mission, this is our twice-a-year efforts to help the Boise Rescue Mission in the fall. It's pretty easy. We ask you to give a turkey, don't be a turkey. We're collecting turkeys. Want to thank everyone that has come out, but we sure need your help, and won't you help us help the Boise Rescue Mission? You can learn more information at KIDOTalkRadio.com, or you can donate online anytime, BoiseRM.org. Just click on the Miller's Mission section, and you can have a tax-deductible donation. You don't need to donate cash. You can donate turkeys. You can donate clothes. We really need your help this year and every year. It's going to be an awesome year. Coming up, more of our friend David Ferdinand. But first, I apologize to Daryl in Nampa, who's been holding patiently. Daryl, good morning. You're on KIDO Talk Radio with Kevin Miller.
Good morning. How you doing?
Fine, and you, sir?
Oh, I'm doing great. First of all, I just want to say I think it's amazing, what you do with the Boise Rescue Mission. I've been listening for quite some time, and, I think your program is really intuitive. And I grew up kind of, with some Christian conservative values, and I value the thoughts and views that you and your viewers have. So I appreciate you a lot.
Daryl, we're humbled by that, and God bless you. Thank you for those nice comments.
One of the biggest things is, I keep hearing about this fiasco in Florida, and I can't help but feel like, when I first became of voting age, I voted Democrat, and then I started to realize, that really the liberal way of thinking isn't really for the people, it's for the government. And, I started not to like that. I started to realize that these same kind of antics that are going on in Florida have been happening since I was, cognitive in thought of, the government period. And that's why I kind of, I don't label myself a Republican or a Democrat, but, that's why I consistently vote on the Republican side of the ballot, So I think it's just kind of strange that, if people don't really pay attention, they miss these kind of weird antics that liberals have, and they keep doing for years and years.
Daryl, God bless you, and you're right. And this is why we continue to struggle, continue to fight, and we can't give up for the sake of the kids and the grandkids.
Yeah, definitely. I have, 3 kids of my own, so I pray every day that, stuff gets better and, they don't have to deal with things like this and, the two parties don't have to fight anymore, I wish that we can all work together and make, a better country, a better community for all of us, but, it seems like while one side's trying to make it better for the people who live here, the other side's trying to make it better for, everybody and not really caring about the people here as much as, people in other places.
You're right, Daryl, and we've got to keep that specialness going. God bless you. Happy Thanksgiving and Merry Christmas, sir.
Yes. Thank you so much. Have a good day.
You too. Appreciate you listening to Kevin Miller on KIDO Talk Radio. David Ferdinand with us. I will just say this, the king of Canyon County, and then we have the prince of Ada County, Kent Gothorpe, with us. This is we've got the big meat of the state and the Treasure Valley covered.
That's it. That is it. Well,
we've got you with the real estate and Kent with the roads. I don't know what else we need.
Hey, we got to have roads. We were just talking about that last night at the comprehensive plan meeting. Transportation stuff going on in Canyon County. Listen, if you can't get there, we can't make it happen.
That's in-depth team coverage, Kent. You don't get that analysis anywhere else.
Well, in our county, we say if you can't get there, blame Goldthorpe.
Yeah. Right. Goldthorpe, a lot of people blame Goldthorpe because you got reelected, so you must be happy about that. Another few years at ACHD.
Well, just get a look at this.
That translates well on the radio,
right.
yes, the face for radio.
It's like Muhammad Ali used to always say, I'm so pretty.
Right. Now, please don't tune out as we get goofy here, folks. There's so much that I would like to talk to both of you about concerning infrastructure and everything else, but we are here, Miller's Mission, to give a turkey, don't be a turkey. David Ferdinand, we'll start with you. Now, I don't know, Kent, are you a musician at all? I mean, can you play? Can you sing at all?
Well, as a matter of fact,
yes or no?
I played the trombone for about a long time, and I like to sing, but I almost lost my opportunity with some surgery this week on my vocal cords.
Well, you sound pretty good for having surgery.
That's because I followed the veterinarian's orders.
It's always good to do that. David Ferdinand, a big event tomorrow, obviously. As we move along here, your thoughts?
Well, tomorrow, we start at, around 11:30. I'm thinking. So if you know somebody, they need to get a hold of the rescue mission and make sure they get signed up for tomorrow. Obviously, that Thanksgiving meal where they can bring their family in and enjoy, like Sue was talking about this morning, that great turkey. But most importantly, I'm kind of partial to the dressing. I like that dressing. And the gravy and all the other things that make Thanksgiving what Thanksgiving is. But most importantly...
Wait a minute, you're partial... look, he's sitting there talking about his pretty looks, and you're talking about what you eat. This is not compelling radio. It might warm my innards, but come on.
Hey, I'm telling you...
This is how I pay my mortgage. Who let Ferdinand on the air?
I'll sing a song for you.
You'll sing a song. But it is so much about giving. We were talking earlier about the power of song, the power of message, and the power of giving. Yeah. Why do you both give?
It's in our natures. I don't know Dave that well, but I've been following him for years and years, and it's just part of our nature. It's the way we were brought up. It's the way we taught our kids, and it's the way we'll continue to live.
That's exactly what Ken is saying is absolutely right. You were brought up. Boy, if somebody needed something, my mother was there. You take the shirt off the back to give it to somebody, or provide a meal, or bring them in. If that's the way you're raised. That's the Treasure Valley. That's Canyon County. That's Idaho.
See, he always has to throw in Canyon County.
I noticed.
That's why he's the king of Canyon County, the ambassador to the world of Canyon County. And here I guess we're interlopers. That we are in Canyon County, Kent.
I was going to ask you how you made it over here, but I know how you made it over here. You went through that wonderful roundabout many times. And
I went through with the Team Subaru Drive for Excellence in Education Forester, yes.
Wow, you say that well.
That's how I got here, yes. For people that are just moving into the area, David touches a point. This is America. This is Canyon County. This is Ada County. This is Idaho. What would you say to them?
Welcome to Idaho. I hope you brought the best that you have and left the worst at California.
Yeah. Well, but there are a great number of our community that especially after World War II, settled in California, and they're bringing the families back. And you know what, we do in fact welcome them. But like we were talking about, the infrastructure is very important to make sure that we can take care of all. And then you have somebody like Boise Rescue Mission, who provides for that little extra step that some people need, in the community. Of course, tomorrow when we do the Thanksgiving dinner, we do the Christmas dinner. You get to see a group of people that come into the community, and they might need just a little extra help. And tomorrow is a great day to do that. So, Kevin, we're expecting you to come out and do a little singing. Somebody's going to have to set in for you for a little while over here.
I would love to, but I can't.
Okay.
More with David Ferdinand, Kent Goldthorpe. Anything else? Kent got me on the air quality board, but, this is a personal conversation, and I hate that when people do that on the radio. So, Kent, I'm going to have you two move over here for a moment. Stand by. We've got Reverend Bill with a very special guest joining us now here on KIDO Talk Radio. See, this is the magic of the tent here.
Hello, Kevin Miller.
Reverend Bill, you've had to wait in line to get to the mic today.
Man, I'm telling you, you got quite the crowd of celebrities here this morning. Thanks for making time for me. And thanks for making time for...
Yeah, I love that. Thanks for taking time for me. Yes, sir, you're right.
And thanks for making time for Meridian's finest, Assistant Chief Tracy Bastarachea.
He is trying,
spelling.
I threw it to Reverend Bill because, sir, I failed you many times. Last time I saw you, we were at Ambrose. You were, and I go, well, there's Tracy. He's working not only with the jiu-jitsu, the judo, traveling to learn more about law enforcement, working within the community, being a liaison. But you started your day filling bags of food, thanks to our friends at Ambrose, that would feed families here in the Treasure Valley, benefiting the Boise Rescue Mission. What does that have to do with law enforcement?
Well, really, it has everything to do with law enforcement. One, we are part of the community, but two, our main job is taking care of the community. I always tell people about 95% of our job is really problem solving and helping people. Maybe 5% of it is really that law enforcement aspect. So you really have to embrace the protect part of protect and serve, and the service part of it is the most important. And so we try to instill that in our officers. As a matter of fact, tomorrow morning our officers are filling food boxes for needy families over Thanksgiving. The Police Association is, and they do that every year. And so that's just one of the things that we do, and try to give back to the community. And one of the things we're doing with the rescue mission as well is we're getting some of those food bags that we filled at Ambrose, and we're going to put those in patrol cars so that when they go to a family and they notice that maybe there's not quite enough food in the cupboard or something, they can give them some of those food bags as well.
It's a great community, Kevin, and one of the best parts of this community is the relationship between local law enforcement and the citizens.
Well, I've got to be careful with him because he's very pro Caldwell, very pro Canyon County, and even though I live in Star, my heart belongs to Meridian and always will, sir.
And I don't blame you. They strive to be like us, so that's good.
Sure. Indeed, and that's true. And hopefully, we do have our friends in Boise. They always give as well. But during the holiday times, when we think of people in need, you all are obviously on the front lines. Can you share with the public anything that we can do to help?
Well, I think everything that you're doing right now is a lot. And I think that you research the organizations that you're giving to, like the Boise Rescue Mission, and you know that your donations are going directly to the people that need the help. And work with those groups, because there are needy families that are falling through the cracks of every social service that we have. And as a community, it really is our responsibility to help those people up and get them back on their feet.
Now, I've got to ask you a newsworthy thing, because I follow you on Facebook. What was it like going east of the Great River and doing some training over there that you're bringing back to Meridian?
It's good. Every year, whenever we go to training, we try to pick up different things that other agencies are doing that maybe we haven't thought of. Some of the things that we've looked at are how some of the agencies are dealing with opioid issues, things like that, that have dealt with them a lot longer than we have. One of the other things that we like to do is certainly showcase what we're doing. And it's really nice when we talk to our officers and they come back and they go, man, we're doing things right. And sometimes they come back and they go, there's some things we can do better. And I think that's really the best part of it, that camaraderie and training with those officers and those types of things, and having our officers realize that we can always improve. And they're the ones that bring those ideas back to us and help us become a better agency.
I can relate to that.
You can shake your head there.
We try to do the same thing, and I understand exactly what you mean. When we go to conferences, rescue mission conferences in different parts of the country, it's great to go there and learn, but it's also great to go there and be confirmed or affirmed about what you're doing is something that's going on across the fruited plain and making a big difference in the lives of people. It's such a great community here. I say it again and again, the most generous community on the face of the earth. But I can't stress enough how important it is to me and to all of us as citizens to have law enforcement in this valley be as user-friendly as you all are to us, the citizens. And at the rescue mission, we don't have a lot of trouble where we need the police. But when we do and when we call, the response is immediate, it's professional, it's compassionate, it's dedicated. And Sheriff Donahue always says that.
Oh, there we go again.
Kieran's my buddy.
Well, where's Kieran, by the way?
Kieran's
a friend of mine. Where is he?
Yeah. We'll see. But I'll tell him, bring a turkey, don't be a turkey.
Right. Tell him I'm looking for him.
But Kieran always says, and I agree with him, that law enforcement professionals are called to that profession.
They are.
And being called to ministry, I understand what that means to be called. And you guys are called, and ladies, and I appreciate you.
Thank you. We appreciate you as well.
And thank you for the donation.
Yeah,
I appreciate that.
4 birds from Meridian.
Thank you.
Yep.
I have to give one shout out, though. next Saturday night, UFC Beijing, local fighter Vince Morales is fighting, so be sure to watch him.
That is so awesome.
Absolutely.
Amazing. Have you rolled with him on the mat and all that?
Yep. He'll be at Meridian PD Saturday doing some work with us.
Is he, what weight division?
135.
Wow. One of the most competitive in the world. One more time for the shout-out.
Vince Morales, Invincible Vince.
All right. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Tracy. God bless you. Kevin Miller, KIDO Talk Radio. And here we go. Kevin Miller in the morning, KIDO Talk Radio. We've got the gang all here, but we're here tonight till 8, tomorrow till 6. We're at the Nampa Walmart, Gurney and Franklin, where we're asking you. That's right. My friends, the politicians, they're leaving now that the mic time is over. God bless you, David Ferdinand. Kent, I'll see you Monday. God bless you, Kent Goldthorpe. Really appreciate you. We are asking you to give a turkey, don't be a turkey. And, this is where it's home, heart, and health here in the Treasure Valley. Whether you're new to the valley or been here forever, the Boise Rescue Mission, over 60 years of service. Won't you help them? BoiseRM.org, or stop by and hang out with us today. John, good to have you with us.
Hey, thanks for having me on today, Kevin.
Well, you stopped by yesterday and you said, Kevin Miller, I've got a message for the people.
I got a message for the people, Kevin. Let me introduce myself a little bit. I'm John. I'm a board member for the Idaho Coalition for Motorcycle Safety. Some of you guys might have heard of us. We're a 401c4. We work with politicians and different legislators to help certain biker rights and biker advocacy groups kind of connect and get some of the laws passed that help benefit people on 2 wheels or maybe 3.
Well, unfortunately, we have a lot of accidents and a lot of challenges throughout the summer months. What are our biggest obstacles to, motorcycle safety?
So when it comes to motorcycle safety, 2 of the things that we find the most is obviously rider-caused accidents.
No worries. We'll just forget about that, John. We're
rider-caused accidents and then people pulling in front of cars, unattended driving type accidents where somebody pulls out in the road and doesn't see the motorcyclist on the road.
Well, and then you've got some people that drive their motorcycles crazy.
Certainly, just like anybody that drives their car, they can drive their car crazy as well.
No, I'm with you, and how do you balance that where you have people zipping and zapping? Now, maybe 20, 30 years ago, I attempted to zip and zap, but just like the cars, you got people, driving overly aggressive.
Well, education's always a good key, especially when it's new motorcycle riders. We also encourage folks to go to different STARS programs. Idaho STARS is a great education program for whether you're a brand new rider or you're an older rider that probably just needs to freshen up. They have all kinds of different courses to take.
Exactly, and we have an unnamed, anonymous elected official that would like to challenge all elected officials. I want to thank our friend Senator Jeff Agenbrod yesterday, who challenged elected officials as well. Reverend Bill calling out Senator Rice on Facebook. We would love for everybody to come out and donate in the spirit of fun and making a difference. John, you would like to make a donation?
I would not only like to make a donation, but I'd like to challenge a number of groups. The first I want to let you know, ICMS, or Idaho Coalition for Motorcycle Safety, is donating $100 towards turkey vouchers for Miller's Mission. Woohoo! We also challenge.
Hold on, can't we do a bigger applause than that?
Just so you're aware, we are a volunteer organization, so all of the money that we raise is by auctions and different stuff that we do have going on. But I would like to challenge the Idaho Motorcycle Rodeo Association to donate at least $100 towards Miller's Mission as well. Abate of Southern Idaho, they're another motorcycle rights organization here in Southern Idaho, to donate some food or time or money or both or all 3.
More coming up next. Miller's Mission continues. KIDO Talk Radio. Good morning.